time for some real education. In 1882, the Basilica de la Sagrada Familia began construction. It's a Roman Catholic minor basilica that's quite large and unfinished and is located in Barcelona, Catalonia, Spain. Catalan architect Antoni Gaudí designed the basilica, but he died in 1926, and now plans are in the works to have the building finally completed by 2026. About a decade ago, on November 7, 2010, Pope Benedict XVI consecrated the church and proclaimed it a minor basilica.
Yes, and this is a really interesting church. It's dedicated to the Holy Family, Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. And take a look at some of the images while I go through recount some of the history. On March 19, 1882, construction on this cathedral began under architect Francisco de Paula de Villar. In 1883, when Villar resigned, Gaudí took over as chief architect, transforming the project with his architectural and engineering style, combining Gothic and curvilinear Art Nouveau forms. Gaudí devoted the remainder of his life to the project, and he is buried in the crypt at the cathedral site. At the time of his death in 1926, less than 25% of the project was completed, relying solely on private donations, which is remarkable. This particular minor basilica progressed very slowly and was interrupted by the Spanish Civil War. Take a look at the ceiling work on that. That's a whole new kind of cathedral here. It's putting a modernist slant on the traditional Gothic cathedral in really remarkable ways. Of course, building on the cathedral was stopped during the Spanish Civil War. In July 1936, revolutionaries set fire to the crypt and broke their way into the workshop, partially destroying Gaudí's original plans, drawings, and plaster models, which led to 16 years of work to piece together the fragments of the master model. Construction resumed to intermittent progress in the 1950s. And here we are, they're still trying to build this. So it is a remarkably remarkable. Go back to the first couple of slides, Mike. Okay, you get a look at what looks on the horizon. Just a stunningly beautiful building. Incomplete. Go to the next one. Get a sense of the uniqueness of what he's doing with the traditional Gothic, right? With those, you've got the windows that look like they're right out of a medieval cathedral, but then below them you've got the bank of windows that are highly modern. Go to the next one again real quick. You can see Gaudí here when the thing was just taking shape way back in the early 19 teens. Look a bit further here. Again, that ceiling there is out of this world. It looks like something that is recognizable. It's recognizable like the way of Notre Dame Cathedral was, or Chartres Cathedral is. But it's also completely punctuated by this melding, this fusion of traditional medieval Gothic and this Art Nouveau, giving you something really neat. So as much, and that particular is quite interesting too. You get a sense to see of the layered look of it, and how very, very, in some ways traditional and other ways very, very different it is. So we salute Mr. Gaudí for this project, which maybe will be done by 2026.